Hello everyone, it's Glenda and welcome back to Creative Grandma's Kitchen. Today I have a delicious side dish. It's Harvard Beets. Now this is one of my favorite side dishes. I love sweet and sour anything, and I just love to make Harvard Beets. It's just a little bit different than your regular corn, peas, and carrots, but if you like beets and you like sweet and sour, you're going to love this recipe. Not only is it delicious, but it only takes a few minutes to make. It's so quick and easy. So let me show you what you're going to need to make your Harvard Beets. Now the first ingredient you're going to need for this recipe is your sliced beets. So with this recipe, you can use 1 to 2 cans with the ingredients I'm showing. If you want to make a larger batch, 3 or more cans, then 3 to 5 cans of beets, you would just double the recipe for the sugar and vinegar. So again, 1 to 2 cans of your sliced beets, and these are 15-ounce cans. 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar. 1/4 cup of white distilled vinegar. And then you're going to need about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and a little bit of water to dissolve that cornstarch, and that acts as our thickener. So let's go over to the stove and let's get our recipe started. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my pot on the stove, and I'm just going to add my can of sliced beets. Now this recipe you can use 1 or 2 cans, and again if you want a larger batch then you would just double the recipe for 3 to 5 cans of beets. We're going to add our 1/4 cup of sugar. We're going to add our 1/4 cup of vinegar. And then we're just going to stir this up, and you want to cook this until it comes to a boil. You want to make sure the sugar is dissolved and everything is blended good. So now while we're waiting for this to come to a boil, we're going to go ahead and mix up our cornstarch and water. So I have my 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in my bowl, and I'm just going to add water to dissolve the cornstarch. So just maybe 2, maybe 3 tablespoons of water, and you're just going to stir that up until it dissolves. You don't want any chunks of that cornstarch, so just stir it until it's all dissolved. And then we're just going to wait for this to come to a boil, and then we'll add our thickener. So our beets are starting to boil. You can see it bubbling here on the sides. So now I'm just going to slowly add my cornstarch mixture. You want to only add just a touch at a time, not very much. Just put it in slowly and stir. If you dump it all in, you might just get a big blob of goo. You just want to add it slowly until you see it starting to thicken up. Stir after you put it in each time, and just let it cook for a few seconds to see how it's thickening. Now this is boiling a little too hard, so I'm going to turn that down. Now it's starting to get thick, but it's not quite where I want it. I want it a really nice thick creaminess, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And this does get thick really fast, so you really have to watch it and make sure that you just don't dump this in. So I'm just going to add 1 more pinch. I'm not going to use it all because it's getting right where I like it. And I'm just going to stir that up. And you can see how it's getting thick. Now once you get it to the thickness you want, you just want to turn your heat down low and let it simmer until you're ready to serve. And that's all there is to making these delicious sweet and sour Harvard Beets. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. This is one of those recipes where it doesn't get any easier than this. So quick, so easy, and so delicious. Thank you everyone for stopping by Creative Grandma's Kitchen. If you liked today's video, please hit that like button and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the fun in the kitchen. Happy cooking, everyone.